Okay, so moving into a smaller home, it means going through a whole lifetime of stuff. And let's be honest, that can be a really emotional journey. But what if we looked at it differently? What if this wasn't about loss, but about a project, a plan to create a life with way more freedom and time? Let's dive into how you can make that happen.
This quote just nails the whole philosophy, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to have less stuff, it's to gain more of what actually matters. Think about it. Less time cleaning, less time organizing, less time maintaining things, that translates directly into more time for your hobbies, for travel, or, just relaxing. You're literally trading clutter for freedom.
So what's the secret? How do you actually turn this giant, stressful thing into something you can actually manage? The answer is pretty simple. You need a plan. A good plan turns all that chaos into a clear, step-by-step process. And we're going to start with the most important step of all, just seeing what you're really working with.
All right, step one is all about getting crystal clear. You can't really chart a course if you don't know where you're starting from. And you definitely can't make smart decisions about your belongings based on guesswork. It's time to get grounded in the facts.
Now, this might sound almost too simple, but you'd be surprised how many people skip this. Without a clear picture of what you own, let's call that the contents, and the exact dimensions of your new place, the container, every other decision is just a shot in the dark. This is the foundation that makes everything else possible. A funny thing happens when you take inventory. You find things you totally forgot you had, and, so often, duplicates. Suddenly you realize you have 3 can openers, and that decision gets a whole lot easier. Then, when you measure your new space, you get a concrete, non-negotiable boundary. It's no longer about what you want to fit, it's about what will fit, period.
Okay, so once you've got the facts laid out, you can bring in a system. And this is so important because a good system takes the emotion out of it. It stops that feeling of paralysis and turns sorting into a logical, methodical process.
Which brings us to your single greatest ally in this whole thing, time. Seriously, if you can, you want to start this whole process at least 3 months before you move. Starting early gives you the space to make thoughtful, deliberate choices instead of making panic decisions at the last minute that you'll probably regret later.
The 3-box method is brilliantly simple and it keeps you from getting stuck. You just sort things quickly into keep or donate. Now that undecided box, that's your pressure release valve. But notice the key word on the slide, small. This is for a few really tough decisions, not a giant box where you procrastinate on everything.
These questions are like a practical filter you can run everything through. They force you to think about your future, not just hang on to your past. That beautiful set of formal china might hold great memories. But if your new life is more about casual get-togethers, are you really going to use it? The goal here is to furnish your future, not just warehouse your history.
But what about those super sentimental items that just won't fit? This is where taking a photo can be incredibly powerful. Your grandfather's favorite armchair, your kid's artwork from kindergarten. You can take a beautiful, high-quality picture. That way, you get to keep and honor the memory, which is the important part, without sacrificing precious physical space. And as you can see here, getting rid of things doesn't just mean a trip to the landfill. Not at all. You can turn your old CDs and photos into digital files. You can sell valuable items to someone who will love them. And you can donate things to support great local charities. Each one of these reduces clutter while adding value somewhere else.
All right, step 3. This is where we shift gears a little bit. We've been talking about your stuff, but now let's talk about your support network. Downsizing can feel like a lonely task, but it absolutely does not have to be. There are resources all around you.
I find it helps to think of your support system in these 3 buckets. First, you've got people, your family, your friends, for emotional support and an extra pair of hands. Then you've got platforms like eBay or Facebook Marketplace that connect your items with people who are looking for them. And finally, you have places like local charities that make sure your useful things keep on serving the community.
This is all about thoughtful disposal. It's about giving your items a second life. Selling a piece of art finds it an appreciative new home. Donating books lets someone else have that joy of reading them. Heck, even old worn-out t-shirts can be repurposed into cleaning rags. It's about letting go without being wasteful. So, after all the planning, the sorting, and the letting go, we finally get to the best part, the payoff. Why go through all this effort? Because the reward isn't just a clean house, it's a completely different way of living. This right here, this is the ultimate exchange. You're trading the time and energy you used to spend on stuff for the freedom to do what you actually love. Every hour you're not dusting a shelf of knickknacks is an hour you can spend hiking, or with your grandkids, or learning a new skill. So you've got this amazing simplified life. How do you protect it? You need a simple maintenance plan, and the one in, one out rule is the most effective one there is. It's such a powerful little habit that stops clutter from creeping back in and keeps your life intentionally simple.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? By taking these small, consistent steps, you're not just clearing out closets. You're literally opening up space on your calendar and in your life for whatever comes next. So, what will you do with it?
So in the end, the most important takeaway is this. This entire process isn't really about having less. It's about making room. It's about consciously choosing to surround yourself only with the things that support the life you truly want to live. And that is how a smaller space leads to a richer, fuller, and yes, a larger life.